guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to see how to take a moon photo using your DSLR camera. So without wasting any time, let's go into the video. So to take the photo of the moon, obviously you need a tripod for your DSLR camera, first thing, and the second thing is you need a telephoto lens, a really good quality telephoto lens, so that some issues like chromatic aberration and even the image sharpness won't go away. So make sure you invest on good telephoto lens. In this video I am going to demonstrate using the Canon's 55 to 250 STM lens. So this is a really good lens at a very cheaper price. So do check that in the link in the description below. And the third thing you need is a really bright moon without any clouds, which should be better. Clouds is not a big deal, but if you are planning to take a photo of a moon alone, then it's better to have choose the day and time when the moon is clear without any clouds. Today luckily there is no clouds in the sky. It's the starting of the summer, and also that's also one of the good thing. And also another one good thing is that moon just started rising from there. Actually I missed the complete rising because I had a meeting. Even though the moon is really bright, it's actually at an angle of 45 degrees. Let me show you really quick. Okay, so make sure you have a telephoto lens, a tripod, and also a moon in a clear sky. And if you want to determine the time of the moon, you guys have to go to the Google and check when will be the full moon day, and also check the cloud weather. You can also check the moon rise and setting time. So the most preferable time to take the photo is the moon rise time, and not exactly sharply at the rise time, because at some places there will be a fog at the moon rise time, so it won't be consistent at all the times. But after an hour or two after the moon rise time, it will be a good time to take the moon photo. Okay, so now actually I think 7:30 p.m. was the moon rise time in my place right now today when I am taking the video. So the time right now is actually 9:52, which is around it took around 2.5 hours. I should have come a little bit half an hour earlier to get a little bit of clear shot, but it's okay. My lens will handle it and can take a little bit of clear picture. And if I would have came little earlier, I could have able to get a even more clarity image. I actually in previous days I have taken some photos at the moon rise time. I will also show that sample in the end of the video. Okay guys, so I have mounted my Canon M50 and the telephoto lens, and also I mounted in my tripod, and I have kept it facing the moon, as you guys can see the moon clearly. Okay, the settings which we need to take the moon photo is nothing but, first thing first, you need to keep the focus in manual. Okay, so that's the first thing. Make sure your stabilizer is on to give a more clarity image. Okay, so if your lens has so it will vary depending on your lens to lens, whether it's a Tamron or Canon or Sigma. Okay, and the next thing is you have to put your camera in manual mode. Okay, so these are the physical settings. Okay, now let's open the camera. Okay, so now it is in full manual mode. Even the autofocus is also in manual. Okay, first thing first, you have to focus the moon. So if you have this focus peak, you guys can see there is some red dotted line around the moon. So first thing first, open the camera, it will look something like this. Okay, so to get it to get the details of the moon, you have to keep it at the lower ISO. This is the first step. And the second thing is you have to reduce your shutter speed. So you can reduce even further. So reducing it even further will actually reduce the quality of the image. So I preferably use 60 to 125. 125 will give a more clarity image. So this is the second setting. And the third thing is you have to keep your aperture as low as possible. Since it is a manual mode, you can have as low as possible. So my lens at its full zoom can support till only 5.6, so I have kept it at 5.6. So if you have like a like a constant 2.8 or any costly lens, you guys will get a really good clarity image. Okay, and the next thing is about some more software settings which you have to do. First thing is, first you should take the photo in RAW mode. I'll tell you why in the end of the video. Okay, and so I'm actually using the CRAW mode. So if you have CRAW mode, it's nothing but a compressed RAW format, so the file size will be a little bit lesser. You guys can also use the RAW mode. Okay, not only RAW mode, I'm also saving the image in the JPEG mode as well. So you guys can see I have selected JPEG mode and also the RAW mode. Okay, and the next setting is you have to do it is you have to switch on the 10-second timer. Why I'm switching on this 10-second timer is because when you if you have a remote shutter, it's well and good. If you don't have a remote shutter like me, most of the people we won't have. So in that case, when you press this press the shutter button, so there will be some small vibration in the in the camera. So to avoid that, we will give a 10 seconds, so it will come to a rest and we'll get a really good clarity image. Okay, and the next thing is you have to do you have to switch on this grid system. So what is the use of this grid system is it helps to keep your keep the object in the center frame. Okay, now we have kept it in the center frame, as you guys, and it's also properly focused using the manual focus wheel. Okay, so as you guys can see, the focus peak is really on over the details of the moon. Okay, now we will take the first photo. Okay, it's taking like 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cool. Okay guys, the image came really good, so let's check it out. I didn't this is my first shot. I didn't take multiple shots, so see how is the image clarity, guys. It's really good, right? The moon is really bright, guys, today, and it's very beautiful. And one more tip to the Canon M50 users or high-end camera users, you guys will have this zoom focus option. So there is some kind of magnifying icon, right? So when you press this icon, you guys can if you have a touch screen, it's well and good. So when you have this touch screen, you guys can check here, you guys can check how well the manual focus has done its job. So you guys can do it. So this is not a photo, this is a live view. In the live view, if you want to check how well the moon is focused, you guys can use this zoom icon, this magnifying glass. Okay, so when you tap on it, you guys can see. So if you want to zoom it even more, so there are 5 and 10, two zoom modes are there. I think even I can manually reduce it and increase it using my settings roller. I forgot it, guys. All right, jokes apart. Okay, fine. So this is a one tip for Canon M50 users. Okay, even you can also take photo at this shot as well. So let's take a photo. So it's actually full image is focused. I'm just just zooming it to check the clarity of the focus. So if you guys can see it really closer, there is some small vibration is there. You guys could notice it. To avoid that only, we are running it. We are actually having the timer on. Okay, let me press the shutter. So as you guys can see, there is a small vibration. To avoid that vibration only, we usually use a remote shutter and also the timer. It's always better to use the remote shutter, or if you guys don't have a remote shutter, you guys can connect your camera to your phone, and you guys can take a photo without without touching the camera, so which also give an additional image clarity. Okay, now we have taken some photos in both in RAW mode and also in JPEG mode. Let's review it before we take it to our system. As you guys can see, the detail is really cool, guys. Wow. Wow. So yeah, the image clarity came really good. I suggest you guys to take at least, you know, like 10 to 20 images with a proper focus, and if you guys have focusing issues, you guys can take more than that. It will take some time to practice to get the perfect image. I have taken a lot of moon images in my first trial. Actually, I took around like 50 to 60 photos, and in that I think only 5 photos came properly, guys. Now by practice, you know, I learned the settings and everything, and with this since I learned the settings, I wanted to share it with you guys, so that it will be easier for you guys. All right, we'll take some more shots, and we'll go back to the system. So you know, I have connected my camera using the Camera Connect app in my Poco F1 phone. So yeah, so you know, like since I don't have a remote shutter, I'm using my camera app, remote live view, to take the photo. So you know, for manual focus, obviously you have to rely on the camera, so there is no other way. And for, you know, see, even the zoom mode also works well here, but the problem is the touchscreen won't work here. For that you have to rely on camera only. So if you guys, so for more clarity, you guys can, you know, if you guys have a LCD screen that has very low quality, you guys can always rely on your phone, so you guys can see how well it is focused. Wow, it's cool, right? So you guys can, you know, simply press the remote shutter. So as you guys can see, the timer started. It's also running over there. Oh, cool. The photo came really good, guys. Okay, now let's jump into the system. Okay guys, so now we are back at my system. So make sure you open the Photoshop, and you need Photoshop for this, guys, for, you know, like more precision editing. You can also use Lightroom also for this. Okay, so these are the raw moon images which I took when I was shooting this video. So like, you know, just let's take one picture. You can also, you know, like go through all the pictures, and you can use the picture which you find the best and you can edit. I'm just, you know, going through it randomly to check how far our settings has performed. Okay, so I just took the last image. So if you zoom in and see, there are like more details are there in the moon. So okay, so the first thing what you need to do is, first thing you need to crop the image. Okay, so for cropping, you just have to use this crop function and crop it like this, whichever whichever resolution format you want, you can crop it. So I just, you know, crop it in the square format to get maximum of moon details. Okay, I press enter. Then if I zoom in, you guys can see the moon image is perfectly cropped right now. So I'm just going to share it only the social media, and also for you guys to see in the video at the end. Okay, so first thing first you need to do is, you need to reduce exposure a little bit to reduce the noise. As you guys can see, whenever I reduce the exposure, more details started appearing. So, you know, like you guys have to reduce the exposure a little bit, so you guys can see there are like a lot of details started popping up. And increase the contrast slightly a little bit. So increasing the contrast also, you know, like increases the detail in the image. So make sure you don't go too much, since this is already a dark image. And for highlights, you can since we, you know, like reduce the exposure, I think for highlights you can just, you know, reduce a little bit, like -1, or let's keep it like 0 is fine, or you can have like +1. Shadows, you can completely reduce it, or you can increase it. So I prefer it to keep it at -100, so for having more details. So then you have to increase the
decrease the white as well and increase the black to get even more details. Okay, if I zoomed in, it is not giving proper details since my zooming capacity is just only 250 mm. You can just use it only for the social media, and if you have some more professional, you can sell that image. Even you can even sell this image for normal news publishing websites, but not for others. Okay, then you can increase the texture, which is more important in this step. So as you guys can see, more the texture which I increase, more detail will get popped out even more. You guys can see there are like large number of what can I say, pit in the moon. These two things are like a bigger pits, which looks really beautiful, right? And also you can also increase the clarity. Increasing the clarity will increase the sharpness of the image. So you guys can see, now you guys can see it's got increased. The image looks really bright and looking good, and you can dehaze it or increase the haze. I preferably you leave the haze to 0 most of the times. It's based on your how well the cloud will be. And the main problem here is if you see in the sides there are like some white spaces are there, so we have to remove that as well. So for that you have to go to optics and you have to click on remove chromatic aberration. So this will actually remove that chromatic aberration. Okay, and if you guys face any noise issues, you guys can use noise reduction a little bit, like around like 5. So this will actually reduce the noise. If you guys zoom in and see, actually this is already a big cropped image, so I can't zoom much other than this. Okay, and we'll export as JPEG. Okay, it's exported. Let me open it. Okay, so this is how you need to create a moon image. Wow, it's looking cool, right? See, so using your DSLR camera, you can take a really good moon photo. The main problem is I just cropped it to a square, so it's looking a little bit of awkward. So you can have some better resolution crop for based on your requirement. You guys can show off to your friends and also in social media, and also can sold it to news websites. And if you guys have a longer range telephoto lens, you guys can even get a even more detailed image. So this is the maximum detail that I can achieve through this lens. So yeah, I'll just show some of the sample images, moon images, which I took from this camera.
I hope you guys find this video useful. Hope I helped you guys to take a moon photo using your DSLR camera. And if you wanted to know what camera I have used and if you wanted to know about this lens information and review, you guys can check in the link in the description below, and you guys can buy it from there. That's all about this video, guys. And if you guys like this video, just leave a thumbs up and stay subscribed to my channel for more videos. And I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.